Hi boys and girls, tonight's lesson is lesson 58 where we are learning how to write quotients with mixed numbers. Before we even start, I want to remind you that you can go ahead and pause the video anytime you are asked to try a problem, or if you want to go ahead and pause it now to write down what we are going to be learning, the long problems, and then you can go ahead and try the problems while the video is paused. Before we start as well, we're going to break down what the title of our lesson, and it says writing quotients. What do we know about a quotient? What is a quotient? The answer of a quotient is the answer to a division problem. So we know that in this lesson we're going to deal with division. What is a mixed number? Now we've learned this before. A mixed number is when we have a whole number and a fraction attached to that whole number. So we're going to be dividing, and our answers to our division problems are going to be mixed numbers with whole numbers and fractions. If you need to look back in your notes, we've kind of learned this already in lessons 40 and 43. Alright, so we're going to start with our first example problem, and it says divide 50 by 3. So write the quotient as a mixed number, meaning it's going to be a whole number and then we're going to turn it into a fraction. So if you want to go ahead and pause the video and try this by yourself now, you can, or you can watch me do it and follow along and try the next one by yourself. Okay, so here we go. First things first is we take our 3 and we say, okay, can it go into the 5? And we say yes, once. 1 times 3 is 3, and then we subtract. 5 minus 3 is 2. Next, we're going to bring down our next number, which is a 0. How many times can 3 go into 20? Okay, so then we're going to say 6. 6 times 3 is 18. When we subtract, we get a remainder of 2. Now, do we have not anything left to bring down? And we would say no, so that we know that this is going to be our remainder. So normally we would put an R2, and we would say, okay, we're done. But the directions specifically say we need to have our answer of a division problem as a mixed number. So, like you've learned this before, you take our 2, this 2 becomes our numerator, which is the top number of the fraction, and our bottom number is our divisor. So 3. So our answer would be a big 16 because it's a whole 16 and a remainder of 2. So it's not quite a full number, so we know that that's our numerator, 2 out of 3. So our answer is 16 and 2/3. Alright, you can go ahead and pause your video now if you want to go ahead and write down this longer problem. And it says, a 15-foot long board is cut into 4 equal lengths. How long is each length? So this is going to be a division problem because we're dividing into equal groups. So I have 15 and I want to divide it into 4 equal groups because it's 4 equal lengths. Alright, again, you can pause it or you can do it with me. So I'm going to say, okay, how many times does 4 go into 1? Well, it can't fit. So I can either put a 0 or I can move on to my next digit. How many times can 4 fit into 15? And I would say, oh, okay, let me try 3. 3 times 4 is 12, and that'll work. Let's try 4. 4 times 4 is 16. That's too big. So I'm going to go back down to 3. Put my 3 above my 5. 3 times 4 is 12. When I subtract, I have 3. Do I have anything left to bring down? Nope. So I know I'm done, and this is my remainder. Again, I would come up here and write remainder 3, but we want it to be as a mixed number. So, like before, my remainder, that 3 becomes my numerator, and my denominator is my 4. So, my answer would be a whole 3 and 3/4. As my answer. I guess your unit then would be feet because it's a 15-foot long board. So your answer is 3 3/4 feet. Alright, and here is the next one. A group of 4 friends collected cans and received $21. How much money did each friend get? So again, pause it and try it yourself, or you can follow along with me. Okay, so go ahead and make my problem. $21. Okay, and divide it equally by 4, because there are 4 people that money has to be divided by. So if I do this problem, okay, I would say, can 4 fit into 2? And I say, oh no, it can't. Now, I would say, can 4 fit into 21? Yes. 4 times 5 is 20. When I subtract, I have 1. And now I know, do I have anything left to bring down? No, so 1 is my remainder. And I have to bring it up to the top. 1, this 1 becomes my numerator, and my denominator is my divisor, so 4. So my answer would be 5 and 1/4. Now, does this really work with money? Can you give someone $5 and 1/4? What can I turn my 1/4 into? What do you know? What coin can be divided by 4 of a dollar? If you wrote $5.25, you are correct. Now, why does that work? Because 4 quarters make up a dollar. So if I have 1 quarter, it's 1/4. 2 quarters, that's 1/2 or 2/4. 3 quarters, that's 3/4. And 4 quarters, that's 4/4 or 1 full dollar. So each friend received $5.25. Now this is all for our lesson, but you do have a lesson practice at the bottom. Go ahead and complete numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4, and these will be checked when you come into school tomorrow. Hope you guys all have a great night.